All right, Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State in TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Sacramento Miners and the Jacksonville Jaguars. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. This fielded at the 2. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. A first carry for Leonard Fournette. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 34-yard line.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Foles. He gets it to Thomas. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Now Foles. And he will not be able to get away as Foles is taken down. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
That just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
On 2nd down, here's Fournette. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. The tackle made there by Jared Davis.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
What we got? Hey, check Mike, Mike 6. You don't want none, baby. You don't want none. Hey, you don't want to see me. Hey, Delta. You don't want me.
Here's Foles. And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
Down and down at their own 27-yard line.
Ready. 18 Gator.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. Now it's Dorsett. And this defense feeling the encouragement. They stop him at the line of scrimmage on the first play of the afternoon. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 15 at the 22-yard line.
Here we go. 70, Indy. Let's go.
Running right, it's Dorsett. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
15 line. Greystone, travel.
Off play action. Davenport. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Fielded just inside the 20. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Well, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Eluding the pressure right. There goes a deep ball. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders. That
guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them.
Look at me. Go. Hey, lock it. Now.
They'll run. It's Dorsett. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
All right, Brand, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down. Now Dorsett. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. And on now is the punter, as he'll punt it away for the second time. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. No score after one on EA Sports. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first two drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. 2nd and 3. And this one into the hands of DJ Shark. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. That one good for 26 and a first down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw. And he'll get that to Fournette, complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. 2nd and 2. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on 3rd down.
Hey, Echo. Topper! I got you. Watch the safety creep.
He'll look to throw. Into the hands of his tight end, Jeff Swain. His first catch, good for 9 and a first down. This quarterback now rebounding nicely after the interception. He's hit 4 straight to start the drive. It's first down. Now Leonard Fournette. And he'll get this down only to the 18. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. 2nd and 9 now. Flushed out right. And it's a fumble. And the defense will get their hands on it. Going the other way. And a big turnover. Should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about any more.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. This is their 3rd drive right now. Maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a first down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a first down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
You ready? Mike. General West. He's coming. Double up.
On the give, this is Dorsett. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Telvin Smith that time there to make the play. And they hand it off to Dorsett. And nowhere for him to go again. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. He gets nothing on back-to-back runs, so now you're dealing with a 3rd and 10 and probably a passing play.
I would agree with that, and I would highly suggest to the play caller, check a different part of that section on your play sheet, because his first 2 runs didn't help you at all. Find someone else who can touch the ball and maybe move it downfield.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. And he uncorks a beauty. Best of the day. 2 minutes on the clock in what's been a scoreless first half. coming up at halftime. We'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. Second interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on it. His teammates are going to check on it because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. Pretty good results here on the first down run as he takes us forward for about 6. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Hey, Sam off. X3. 218. Chop. 5.
To throw on 2nd down. Davenport dancing to his left. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
Nice job there defensively. A great time to dial up a blitz.
And give him credit under center instead of throwing it away. Actually, a pretty good job of getting past the line of scrimmage, not losing yardage.
Switch it. Spawn. No. Check 43. Back. Lead grip.
Now a handoff here to his running back. He's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. And this one is right through. And we have action on the scoreboard just before halftime. It's 3-0. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
At their own 28-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. You're down 3 under a minute to go. How aggressive are you going to be in this spot?
Not as aggressive as I probably would want to be. Only down 3. I mean, it might as well be even going into the half. That's not a deficit that makes me want to push it and potentially make a mistake in this situation and cost myself even more points.
But, boy, getting into field goal range and tying it, that's tempting.
Awfully enticing. You almost talked me into it.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. The 20. Touchdown, Jaguars. DJ Chark, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Jaguars have taken the lead.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Are you looking forward?
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
At their own 25-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Not wanting to take a chance this time. They'll keep it on the ground. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
Alert three. Check nickel.
Pilot, 64, weak. Hey, you. Now.
Throwing on first down. Davenport. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3.
Keep playing hard.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Well, they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down. Going to give this time to the tailback. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a fourth down. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. Sliding up, and he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Telvin Smith. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. He was pretty good a year ago in college, getting outside of the pocket and making plays, but it's a different story here in the NFL.
Well, in college, when he broke out of the pocket, his receivers often knew what to do in a scramble drill, and defenders weren't quite as adept at that. In the NFL, they work on that as well. They realize once he's out of the pocket, you can knock a receiver down. You can take him out of the play that way. You can make sure you hunt him up and make sure that you have him covered downfield. They do a much better job of it. He's got to learn that the speed has changed on this level.
On the set.
Watch the backer.
Twist on him, Travis. Bravo.
Second and 15. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off at the 19. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now.
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 4 yards the pickup, first down. On the toss, it's Dorsett. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28.
He was taken down behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the 28-yard line.
Looking to throw on second down. Davenport. He completes it to Jones.
That was a nice throw out there to the flat, but they defended that pretty well. The hope is to go ahead and put it on him so he can turn and get upfield and gain additional yardage. There just wasn't anywhere to go on that play.
From the gun on third down, Davenport. Escaping the pressure right. He may try and run for this. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down. Last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced a ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Operating from the gun. Davenport. Jones has it. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 11 yards there, first down. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Davenport, the throw on target to his receiver, McKenzie. That was the 8th play of the drive, so a somewhat fitting pickup of 8 yards.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and it'll make it a 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 8. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And now nothing but green ahead of him. He's at the 50, 30, past the 20, 10. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick sixes.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
Zerline good with a PAT, and that pushes the lead up to 11.
They'll take over.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Back to the air on 2nd down. Davenport. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Back now in Jacksonville, as we're about ready to rock and roll for the 4th and final quarter. Back to throw. Davenport. And that is incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back.
On 4th down, Davenport caught by Jones. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. The decision to go for it doesn't pan out. And the Jags take over in terrific field position. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Fournette. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this fourth quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason.
And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. He wants it all for the ends. And that ball is caught by DJ Chark for the Jags touchdown. DJ Chark, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. Zerline connects on the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. On first down, Davenport. Over the middle, complete. It's McKenzie. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards. Looking to throw. Davenport, and he gets it to his running back, Nick Chubb. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's second and 11. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with third and still 7 yards to go. From the gun, Davenport. Well, the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up fourth down. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off near the 42. There he goes, right side. And they will score. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. Zerline now for the PAT. And they open the lead up now to 25 points.
Makes the score, Jaguars 28.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It all comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Yeah, he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's fourth down. Here we go on fourth down. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth. Now a handoff here to his running back. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning. They go with Chubb on second down. Oh, look at the strength.
No.
And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's our visitors with a football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Whistles now in a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Again, it'll be Dorsett. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down. And he'll give it here to his running back. And some room to maneuver. And they'll get this down to the 10. Give them 14 on that one and a 1st down. Finally, a first red zone opportunity for these guys. They've got a 1st and 10 from the 10. And finding room to work, he's down to the 2-yard line. A good pickup there, 7 yards, and it's going to be 2nd and goal now. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. This defense has not surrendered a touchdown yet. You better believe they're determined not to here on 3rd and goal. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. And here just playing for pride at this point. Down big, but they'll go for it on 4th and goal. They'll try and run for it. And he's not going to get in. They stop him at the 1. They stop him on 4th and goal at the 3. And the Jaguars are able to come up with a goal line stand. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show. We got a plane to catch.
That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. Now we'll get whistles, and they've signaled for a timeout. Not sure I see the logic in this, but we'll get a stoppage anyway with 5 seconds remaining. Fournette running right. And that won't buy him much room. Just a 1-yard gain to the 5. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense. So this will be a win for Jacksonville. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done